Vexithara the Destroyer had conquered 14 star systems. His armada stretched across the void like a metallic plague, each ship bristling with weapons that could crack planets. The Warlord's flagship, Bloodfang, was a monument to intimidation. 3 kilometers of reinforced hull and enough firepower to sterilize continents. So when the human delegation arrived in their pathetic little shuttle, Vexithara couldn't contain his amusement. These are the humans? The massive reptilian alien leaned forward on his command throne, scales rippling with what passed for laughter among his species. The ones who claim they can match our military might? Commander Sarah Chen stepped forward, her blue uniform crisp despite the oppressive atmosphere of the alien flagship. Behind her, 2 other humans maintained perfect composure even as hundreds of hostile eyes tracked their every movement. "We're here to discuss terms," Chen said simply. Vexithara's laughter boomed through the cavernous bridge. "Terms? Little mammal, you mistake this for a negotiation. This is a surrender ceremony. Your pitiful Earth fleet couldn't scratch the paint on my hull." It was true, and everyone knew it. Earth's navy consisted of barely 200 ships cobbled together from mining vessels and exploration craft hastily retrofitted with weapons. Vexithara commanded over 3,000 vessels, each one individually superior to humanity's finest. "We've analyzed your fleet composition," Chen continued, seemingly unperturbed. "Impressive indeed. Tell me, Warlord, how long did it take you to conquer the Altarian system?" 6 rotations, Vexithara preened. "Their orbital defenses were legendary. We crushed them like insects." "And the Zephyrians?" 4 rotations. They thought their stealth technology would save them. His officers rumbled with appreciation at the memory. Chen nodded thoughtfully. "Fascinating. You see, Warlord, there's something you should understand about humans before you dismiss us so easily. Enlighten me before I have you vaporized for entertainment. We've been fighting ourselves for thousands of years. Every conceivable type of warfare, every possible strategy, every form of brutality and brilliance. We've tested it all against our own species. We know war not as conquest, but as survival." Vexithara's amusement began to fade. Something in the human's tone suggested this wasn't mere bravado. "You speak of your victories," Chen continued. "But tell me, in all your campaigns, have you ever faced an enemy that studied your tactics for months before engaging? An enemy that knew your ship classifications, your command structure, your psychological profiles? Impossible. My fleet movements are classified. Warlord, we've been monitoring your communications for 8 months. We know you prefer to position your flagship in the center rear of your formation. We know you rotate your shield frequencies every 47 seconds. We know you consider retreat a personal dishonor." The bridge fell silent except for the hum of machinery. Vexithara's officers exchanged uncertain glances. "Human arrogance," the warlord snarled, though his voice lacked its earlier confidence. "Even if you possess such intelligence, you lack the firepower to act upon it." Chen smiled, an expression that somehow carried more menace than Vexithara's bared fangs. "You're absolutely right. We can't match your firepower. So we decided not to try." She tapped her wrist communicator. "Admiral Rodriguez, commence Operation Prometheus." "What?" Vexithara began, then stopped as his tactical displays erupted in alarms. "Sir," his sensor operator called out, "I'm detecting massive energy signatures throughout the fleet. Every ship is showing internal power spikes." "That's impossible. Run full diagnostics." Chen watched calmly as chaos erupted around her. 3 months ago, we began broadcasting what appeared to be routine trade communications. Embedded in those signals were nanoscale disruptors, microscopic machines that integrate themselves into your ship systems over time. "You contaminated our ships?" Vexithara roared. "We gave them a choice," Chen corrected. "For the past month, every ship in your fleet has been receiving a simple signal. When activated, the nano-disruptors can either harmlessly depart your systems or overload your reactor cores." The blood drained from Vexithara's face, or the alien equivalent. "You're bluffing." Chen's smile widened. "The beautiful thing about fighting your own species for millennia, Warlord, is that you learn to think like your enemy. You assume everyone fights like you, with honor, with direct confrontation. But humans, we fight to win. Explosions began blooming throughout the alien fleet as ships lost control of their power cores. Not all of them. Chen's people weren't monsters, but enough to demonstrate that humanity held the lives of every alien sailor in their hands. This is treachery. Vexithara gasped as his flagship shuddered from secondary explosions in nearby vessels. This is warfare, Chen replied. You wanted to conquer Earth because you saw weakness. What you should have seen was patience. We spent 8 months studying you, learning your patterns, preparing for this moment. While you planned your grand invasion, we were already inside your fleet. The Bloodfang's reactor alarm began wailing. Through the viewports, Vexithara could see his mighty armada dying around him, not from external attack, but from the enemy that had been growing inside their ships all along. You have a choice, Chen said over the din. Order your fleet to withdraw beyond the Sol system's edge, and we'll deactivate the remaining disruptors. Refuse and learn why humanity doesn't need superior firepower to win wars. Vexithara looked around his burning fleet, at the displays showing cascade failures throughout his armada, at the human who had outmaneuvered him without firing a shot. For the first time in his career, the destroyer felt truly afraid. All ships, he commanded through gritted teeth, fall back to hyperspace jump distance. Immediate withdrawal. Chen nodded respectfully. A wise choice, Warlord. Perhaps next time you'll remember, humans don't fight fair. We fight smart. As the alien fleet limped away from Earth, Vexithara understood why humanity had survived so long fighting itself. They hadn't grown strong through easy victories. They had grown cunning through desperate necessity, and that made them far more dangerous than any conventional fleet could ever be.